Hello, gamers. Welcome to Gamers Galaxie, episode 34. My name is WT, and I'm going to be here with you along this adventure. We have a lot to cover in the Immutable ecosystem, but before we dive into that, I do have to say hello to my legendary friend, Rubick. And with that, hello, Rubick. How are you doing today?
I'm very good, mate. And you're the legend, not me. But looking forward to this one. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes because I just dumped it on you in the last minute, about double the content within an hour before we're about to record. So, good luck, mate.
I wouldn't say double, and it's not dumped. I'm able to move on the fly. A lot of this is not your fault. It's Immutable's fault because they keep launching all these different things going on, and it's just been absolutely crazy trying to cover these. It's probably going to tie into some of my thoughts throughout the show here, so yeah, we'll get this bad boy rolling to make this as quick and concise as possible. And right off the bat, we have Affyn Official, aka the game we're talking about, Buddy Arena. It's a multiplayer brawler with buddies. It's on Android and iOS. I believe it's mobile, but also on their website they had the Google and Apple store logos, so I think it's desktop too. I'm not entirely sure on that. Yeah, very, very interesting game. Looks very Pokemon-ish, which I'm noticing a trend in the gaming space. But before I comment on that, what's your thoughts on Buddy Arena, Rubick?
Yeah, so it's a game that has... I spent an hour looking for stuff, researching it, and found 20 seconds of gameplay, and then the game released. So yeah, it's very much token discussion, and they've got 201,000 followers on their parent account and 80,000 on their actual individual game. So Affyn's like a brand, an IP, and Buddy Arena is where you use that IP. It's where it looks pretty cool. Well, the graphics you could see, I don't know if you've seen the video, it's pretty cool graphics, and it is mobile, like you said, or PC.
Mm-hmm.
I had a problem. I downloaded it and had a problem with it at first, but I just didn't get time. I did go into it again the second time, and it got past that part I was stuck on. I think I need a new phone because 4 out of the last 5 games I tried to play on my phone are broken, so not being able to get it going. So I'm going to get a new phone, I think.
This looks ARPG-ish, or am I looking at that wrong?
Yeah, it was like kind of like you control a character and pets and run around and fight.
Yeah.
People. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely interesting looking. The graphics look pretty clean. It's definitely got that. In my opinion, I was like, oh, another game with pets and Pokemon vibes that you have to collect. It's just like, I'm seeing a lot of reoccurring trends in this gaming industry, and then its parent company, Affyn Official. I don't know all the ins and outs of them, but it's like all these studios are dabbling into Web3, and like you said, they're talking about tokens and all that stuff, and it's just like, yeah, everyone's starting to do this now. It's becoming the norm. So
mention AI, talk about Pokemon, and launch a token. That seems like the three things everyone's doing. If you look at their Twitter feed, like it's 8 posts or 9 posts out of 10 about tokens and winning money.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
They're going for the Web3 crowd, which is pretty smart. So we'll see if the game's good. I'll have a game at it later on. Sorry I didn't get to test it to let everyone know this time.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's Buddy Arena. Next up, we've got ScarQuest. This is a battle for Velhalla. Velhalla? Did I get that right? Velhalla? Let's see. Yeah, Velhalla. The quantum leap to Web3 gaming. Obviously, it's on mobile. Web3 strategy game. Obviously, they came from the BNB chain. We've seen that quite a bit. A lot of games leaving the BNB chain, coming over to Immutable. That's another trend I've noticed. Looks like strategic battlefields. Is this? I looked at this. It reminded me of like a MOBA. Did you get that feel or?
Yeah, this one I'm quite excited about actually. And by the way, they've bridged from. They've got right now. People are still on a chain called Velhalla, Velas, Velas. Never heard of it until today. Another gaming chain. Went to their page and saw them quote. Guess what they quoted?
What's that?
The highest TPS in all of blockchain.
Of course. Of course.
I think there's about 35 chains that have claimed that now. So
yeah.
I wonder which one's telling the truth.
Everyone is really good. That's what I'm taking away from it.
Well, Solana claims 100,000 TPS, and it just a couple of weeks ago it crapped itself at 1K. So yeah, you know that they all lie. We all know that. So, but anyway, so they've gone from Velas to BNB. You can still bridge stuff from Velas to BNB, and now are they coming to Immutable? They seem real. I've talked to them. They're really keen on Immutable, and it sounds like a real deal. They're coming to Immutable like exclusively, and so they're going to Velas to BNB to us. But you know, BNB claims to be the #1 chain for games and players, and just that why would they leave the #1 chain that they just started on if that's true? The fudging I'll take away from this is the fudging of numbers from these blockchains to get street cred. It's off the hook, mate. It's absolutely off the hook how crazy and the gaslighting these chains constantly pump out just to get to the top, mate. It's just unbelievable. And
yeah,
you know what, you know.
I like their art
So, yeah.
on their main website. Their art just looks really clean and crisp. And then I go to their game, and it's not the same like dynamic. It reminds me of like gosh, what's the name of that game? I can't even think of it. But the quality of graphics in game. I mean, it's not a killer for it. The game looks like it might be fun, but like the cards look cool. The cards that you're playing down or icons, whatever they are for this MOBA. I'm assuming this is a MOBA, right?
No, it's a battle arena. Well, it's like a Clash of Clans, like a Clash Royale style game.
Okay.
But so like Wagner games, like Clash Royale, like all the there's Second World that we're playing a bit like Clash of Clans chucked in there because it has a base building part to it and it has a space exploration game as well in it. So it's like an interconnected three games. And like you go to new worlds, discover them, and then battle on a different battle board. So it's not always the same battle board.
Okay.
So there's lots of variety on the battles, and the strategy seems like a deep strategy game. Placing your troops down at the right time and using them to strategically attack in the right places and things like that, like an army.
I hope I'm looking at the right game. I'm looking at something and I put down the troops and they're going and attacking at turrets and there's other counter things coming to attack them. So
yeah,
that might be maybe that's one of the game modes then that you're talking about. So
as I said, there's 3 game modes. There's the battle board, there's the exploration, and there's also a base building game as well. So you build up your base, and I assume that would feed what kind of armies you can produce and send to search for conquering the world and things like that. So these guys are super clean developers. 3 years in the build, about to go to open alpha or closed alpha. I think you can apply for closed alpha now. We're about to do our new top 100 games on a building on Immutable list in a couple of days. So you might see this one up pretty high from me. I'm pretty pumped for it, and I've already got my feelers out for an interview with the team. So
nice.
Get ready to hear more about these guys.
I do like the art. The side art they have looks really good. I like that style. So yeah, that's ScarQuest, and looking forward to that interview with them. So keep working on that. Next up, we got BasketballVerse. BasketballVerse. Hey, there's that name again. Verse. It's our favorite. Yeah. I got some interesting thoughts in this. They're going after it looks like the kind of NBA Jam-ish, so to speak, but like their art is more, I don't know if it's like considered claymation art or what. It's a different style than, it's not really high-profile graphics. It's a little bit more gritty, a little bit more real. Couldn't find a whole lot of gameplay on it, unfortunately, besides what's on the main website. Just a quick little clip. Yeah, I mean, we know about Infinite Victory. This is a different style, but it's the same genre. Any thoughts on BasketballVerse?
Yeah, this one's more than Infinite Victory. Infinite Victory is more of an arcade game. This one's a little bit arcadey, but it's like you said, the graphics are a little bit. I like that word, claymation. It does feel like that more than a really photorealistic. It's not going for the photorealistic. It's not going for the cartoon. It's not going for anime. It's not going for the arcadey style like Victory. It's this real unique take, and it's got again another 3 major sections that you can play in this game. You can play the game. You can be an owner, and there's one other. I can't remember what else it was. It was a. Yeah, where is it? I saw it somewhere. You can develop a career. You can be a manager of a team, and you can own arenas. So.
Oh wow! I didn't see that.
And it's going to be like I kind of okay with this one called Verse, because it's actual like a basketball world where you just go hang out. You can play games. You can do competitions. They're going to bring a lot of different things, and also it's for basketball fans. They've got all this information on basketball and basketball hangouts, and like people that are interested in basketball, kind of sort of things to do.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really cool. Big win for Immutable. It's I like this one, and the artwork. I do like the artwork. It's really nice.
I really hope I'm not going to make them look bad here. I genuinely am curious about this. I'm looking at their white paper here live. For those of you on audio, you'd have to check this out on YouTube, but their on-court mechanics page, they talk about taking inspiration from NBA Street Volume 2, and they have offense spelled as in to offend someone, not the typical OFFENSE. So I don't know if that was intentional or they just got it wrong. I'm not sure. So if I got it wrong, I apologize. If it's intentional, I like to play on words that you're trying to offend someone instead of actual offense. I don't know. I just noticed that right now. It just caught my eye. I actually had to Google, like, am I got my spelling wrong? And I Googled it and like, no. Okay. Yeah, this is something. But that's cool if that was a play on words and you did that intentionally. If not, I apologize for calling you out there. So, yeah. Big win for Immutable. I'm interested to see how this one plays out for sure. I do like that gritty kind of look to it compared to the arcade style, but I still do like the arcade style with Infinite Victory. I haven't forgot about you guys for sure. Next up, this. Oh, go ahead.
I was just say, Jonah Blake's making a game, and what's his name? Bryson making a game. Have you seen their game compared to this?
No, I didn't even know they were making a game.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And and there's Rumble Kongs as well on AVAX that's building, and this one blows that one out the water as well. So
I didn't even know Rumble Kongs went to AVAX. I knew of them, but I didn't know they went to AVAX.
This looks better than Rumble Kongs in my opinion. So
yeah,
yeah,
I haven't heard much about Rumble Kongs to be honest with you. So, but next up, this one I was a little miffed on. Khuga. Fighter cats battling in the Khugaverse. There's that word again, verse. We're gonna fight it. I did like that. Instead of we're all gonna make it, we're all gonna fight it. I like that play. That made me giggle. Points for that. Points that I did not give them is for like content on what is this game, what's going on. Their YouTube page, I had to look for it. That might be what pisses me off this week. I don't know. Maybe not. I hate when I have to go looking for your game. Like, it should be easy to where, like, an idiot can find it. I'm a little bit better than an idiot. Not by much, but I've been doing this. I should be able to find your game stuff quick and not. And all I have is a little quick, like, animation trailer. I didn't really see much to it. It's very cartoony. I don't know. And then I went to their webpage. There's a lot going on their webpage, but it's like a distorted view and this little city that you can click around in. Just like trying to find out about their game, I was not impressed with. They do have 38,000 followers. I can scroll down to their Twitter, and guess what this game is about. Maybe you've got a little bit more detail than I do. I've seen some of their prototypes for their characters. Those look kind of cool. I don't know how it incorporates in the game, though, but I'm going to stop bashing on them and maybe you got something you can help me with on these guys.
They're a lot of DGen play. Look like they're MPs and they're kind of like building a game and kind of. I don't know if you've seen that their Khuga.io page. It's got like the the world map with all the different things you can go to. Yeah, so looks like they're just going to build like a heap of different little experiences and social experiences and stuff. And I don't think they're ready to show gameplay yet, so that's why I haven't been able to find it. I don't think. But
yeah, you didn't find any either.
No, I didn't find any gameplay, but yeah, I'm not into cats, so as soon as something's about cats, I'm like, like Nine Heroes. I probably play it, but I just don't care about cats. I'm a dog person, so.
I like cats and dogs. Well, I'm kind of forced to. My life is crazy about animals, so inherently I'm crazy about animals now too. So.
I don't dislike cats. I'm a dog person. Yeah, like that's.
No.
Give me woofies and I'll be more interested. That's all I was trying to say. But, yeah.
I mean, maybe they're just trying to keep things close to the vest and stuff, and they're not ready to unveil it. I get that. When I go to look for your game, I want to see something. So I guess I'm just kind of picky like that. But that's Khuga. I did like their "we're all gonna fight it." That made me giggle. So thanks for making me laugh. I do appreciate that. Next up, we've got Infinity Games. This is a game studio Web3 ecosystem that enables interoperability. That does make me chuckle because everyone says that since 2013. If anybody follows me, you know what I'm talking about. Interoperability of the games with a flagship game, Infinite Heroes. So then I had to go look for Infinite Heroes. That's their website right there. This looks like a pseudo TCG strategy game. Did you get that kind of feel? I've got the gameplay playing right now.
It.
Oh, you did?
I played it.
How is it?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm not into auto battlers, so the strategy is where you place your heroes or your characters, and you try and counter, and just like Teamfight Tactics and Alluvium's battle arena.
Yeah.
Arena battle.
So
it's just one of those.
Go ahead. No, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I'm finished.
No, is it me, or is there just a lot of these style of games now?
They're quite easy to make, aren't they? Well, they're more simple to make. So you make them, you can pump them out in a couple of years. Arena's been playable on Immutable on an Alluvium for over a year now. I'm pretty sure it's well over a year. So and then we started building less than 3 years ago. So you can have a playable game out in less than 2 years. You build the overworld, and that's going to take you 3.5 to 4 years to make. And I think Alluvium's going to release that a little bit earlier, probably even than they should. So.
Yeah, it does say it's a PvP game. I'm just seeing that right now. Collect unique cards, upgrade your units and heroes, make a deck, and conquer your enemies on the battlefield. Hey.
Alluvium's PvP.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is Teamfight Tactics. Sorry, I thought you were saying it's the difference. Never mind me.
I can't know everything about everything, and I'm seeing things, and I'm just kind of rambling here about it. And I thought when I first looked at this, I thought it was PvE, and so I seen the PvP, and I was like, oh, okay, it is PvP. So it was just a light bulb moment for me.
So these guys are Serbian. They've been funded by Serbian government, and they are building more than just one game. This is the first of them. They were going to build like a whole ecosystem and they just decided to cut that off and just do the game to stick with Immutable for the infrastructure, the simple infrastructure. This is their first game. It's pretty polished feel to it.
Yeah.
It's only alpha, so it's it's one of 100 of these out. So if they're going to win, I don't know, but not all 100 are going to win. So we'll see.
Yeah, we've also noticed that trends of game studios coming over to Immutable and like, hey, we'd like to work with you. That is definitely a good trend for Immutable. Next up, we got Luxon Web3 gaming platform, another one with its first game out, Desperado. This one, at first when I was looking at it, I was like, what is this? What do I do with this? Lots of followers on their X account. between both the main company and them, roughly 100K total combined. It's got a very anime-ish type of feel, and I was like, what is this? So I had to look around, and like their website's pretty cool. I'm gonna see if I can click on it here. Oh, if you use the mouse,
it's gonna be very noisy.
Oh, you are right. You are right. I did not. Oh,
I can't hear it though.
No, you can't, but I can. So like, yeah, if you move your mouse, it moves around to all these different scenarios. I got to give them a very cool nod of ingenuity for, you know, catching some people's eyes. Obviously, they're very much into the female form, if you know what I mean. And yeah, and then I found their YouTube page, and this was a little bit more helpful of what style of game this was. It might have been like Final Fantasy Tactics. Did you get that feel from this?
Yeah,
or not Final. I'm sorry, the Final Fantasy series. That's what it kind of reminded me of.
Yeah, like the 5 versus. It's a 5 versus 5 battle, and I think you're just 1 versus 1 as a person controlling those 5. I assume that's what it is. I didn't do too much depth into the gameplay. I looked at more about the Luxon side of things. It's like they're like a platform that they, you know, and you plug into their platform, and their platform's multi-chain. So you choose the chain you want to use, and so this looks like it's going to be a multiplayer game for Immutable, and just be whoever decides to use what chain, I guess. I'm not sure if that's going to be. Yeah.
So they've had the ability to let people come onto their platform, and they can play this game on any chain. Did I hear that correctly?
I'm not sure if it's any chain, but it's like when you connect with them, you connect a wallet, and I assume it's got to be, one that's ordered. Not exactly certain, but it looks like it's a multi-chain play. Like, and it's also player-generated content, PGC, what do they call it? UGC, user-generated content. So you'll be able to create NFTs on their platform and complete quests on the platform. And then there's going to be more than one game. This is the first one. I think it's already out. I think you play it now. I just have not had time to play every single game.
Right.
There's so many.
I'm going to have to send you this link so that you can look at this, or when you look back on the video here, this is totally Final Fantasy VII. I'm looking back through it again a little bit more slowly this time, and they're doing their ultimate moves, and it's like this very dramatic move if you know the Final Fantasy series. So I'm just like, okay, yeah, it's definitely got that feel to it for sure, but it does look cool. I'm not gonna lie, it does look cool. I'm very intrigued by this. I do like these style of games. I'm gonna look more into this one for sure. Desperado, and that's good information on the Luxon side. I did not look much into them once I seen that they had a game here. So yeah, that's our. Any final thoughts on that?
Yeah, interesting. They look pretty pro. Developers, another big successful team. Looks like building on Immutable again.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to look more in this one the more I'm watching this video again. I quickly watched before, but now that I'm watching again, I'm like, ooh, I need to look one.
Your style of game?
Yeah. This just screams to me. This screams to me that this would catch a lot of people's attention in this space. So I definitely want to look more into it for sure. And that's our games building on Immutable that you've got for us this week. And we're flying into the rumor mill. I am going to have to lean hard on you for this one. First one, Mummy.io. Again, these are rumors, and you know us with the sneaky alpha, especially with Rubick that he gets. So usually when he's hinting around something, there's definitely a good chance that this rumor could be validated eventually. We've had a good track record of that. Like I said, Mummy.io, home of Mummy RPG when worlds collide. Rubick, tell us about Mummy.io.
That game was building on Myria at one stage. I knew about it, and I just was playing around because I was like, I wonder what's going on with this game. And if you go to, I don't know if you've got their website open, but if you click on from their Twitter on the website, you'll see a funny word written in their sponsors, in their partners, right on the front page. And it's multi-chain. Finance, Ultra, Altura, and Immutable. So there's no Miria anymore. So yeah.
I went to partners, and I'm looking at. There's a lot of things scrolling right now. Is it in the scrolling section?
The website is mummy.io.
Yeah, no, I'm here. Oh, I see it. Yes, I see it. I got it right here on the screen, right in the middle now. Immutable. Yeah, good catch. So,
yeah, that'll sounds like we may see it on Immutable. It's not announced yet, but we'll see it.
Oh, I like that. Great find.
So you heard it here first, people.
Yep, like I said, sneaky alpha.
Nicholas Tomahawk's gonna go. How does he find this stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, I see the Polygon Studio. They have a lot. Holy cow, you weren't kidding. They have a lot of partners. Wow. Okay, yeah. Mummy.io, moving along. And the next rumor, real. First AI-driven LBS social verse. Hey, there's that word, verse. Support Vision Pro. Wow, what is going on here with this one? There's a lot. What do you got for this one, Rubick?
The next three are super rumors. They're nothing as concrete as that, but I've got a source that leaks some stuff. And why it's not super locked in is because at this stage, when they tell me this, the company can change pretty quickly because they haven't locked in anything yet. But this Real 3 deal, it's got Solana written on it. You're on the Real Web 3 game, is that right? Right now?
Yeah, I'm on Real. Yes, they have hashtag Solana in their X feed.
Yeah, so we'll see if it's coming, but I'm pretty confident that they're going to make a change to Immutable soon. But we'll see. I mean, if they do, we'll go into the game then.
Yeah,
it's a social game.
Yeah. And the next we got HatchyVerse. You said this is another source lead and not as strong as the other ones. But what do you tell us about this one? Yeah,
it's there was a little bit more. There was a little bit more contact than Real. There's an actual kind of like an indication from them, so maybe you can dig around. And so they've been on an AVAX for 2 years. So,
2 years! Holy cow!
So they're at that point where they haven't been successful, and they're going to go make their last shot somewhere. And so that how games do that in this industry. I think the chain's going to change things, so let's see. It looks okay. It's another pixelated, but it's a bit better than Pixels Online or most of those Pixel games look a little bit better quality than Pixel Game. But as in, my preference is not Pixel Game. People know that, so I'm not judging it. But for my preference, it's at a level where I'll play it. So if it comes, I'll have a look at it.
Yeah, we'll have to dig a little more in this, see if we can find some more concrete evidence, like the Mummy one. The Mummy one, that's real good stuff. Next up, Descend.gg. Like right off the bat, I was like, "Is this Loopify?" That's like what I thought right off the bat. I thought it was. And they're coming from. It doesn't even say where they're coming. It just says, "Find out more about our game at here." Okay, let me go here. What do they got?
So this is the same source, and it's on Ethereum layer. You get a contract and lock up your token, and that token gets moved into a non-chain, non-gasless environment. So it's kind of a lot of friction to get going, and I assume that the Immutable's equivalency would play into a part in this decision. So, if they do come, that'll be why, because they can just drag and drop the contract and it'll work in Immutable without having to do any changes. And then their players won't have to pay the gas fees to even get started, and may reduce friction.
This is very much like Loopify or Knight's Grimoire. I can't tell which one it's more like, but that's
do you mean not Loopify? You mean Looperlands?
I'm sorry. Yes. Gosh. Thank you. Looperlands. Yeah. Whoa. Way off there. Looperlands or Knight's Grimoire. This is like the feeling I'm getting by looking at this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give them a follow too. I'll look more into that since you're bringing it up, because now you got my interest peaked for sure. And that's our rumor mill. Very, very good stuff. Great job there, Rubick. I said you're a legend. I don't say that lightly. Next up, non-gaming projects building on Immutable. dRPC. I should have looked up what that stands for, and I forgot to. But
it stands for distributed RPC. So
It's
RPC
reliable.
is like
It's reliable.
RPC
It's scalable and affordable RPCs for Web3 builders.
Can't remember what RPC stands for either, but it's about data again, and blockchains. You know, you change your RPC on Polygon. It's all different. Like Anchor's got one. You can connect to different. So it's the data feed. It's the way to get the data. So this is pretty cool. And on top of it building on Immutable, it's 6 months free for access. So the builders can go, oh yeah, yoink, I'll use that and not have to pay any data fees at all. So they're gasless and not have to pay gas fees until September, and then until September, no dRPC fees as well. So it's about getting that data from the blockchain. It's actually blockchain data, not AWS data.
Yeah. Yeah, the user goes to the JSON RPC, which goes to the D proxy, and then it goes through a gRPC to the main D shackle, which does like a triple arrow to the providers. I'm looking off their white paper right now, so I'm not that smart, but I wanted to sound smart for once. They have a dumbed down version for idiots like me, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's a D proxy to the main D shackle. I do like that name, main D shackle. It sounds awesome, and I have no idea what it is, but it sounds cool. Yeah, more integration in Immutable. It just happens so often. It's just like, oh yeah, hey, they got another collab, they got another outfit working with them, and it's just like, it's another Tuesday. And as my buddy Capone said, Bob's your uncle, you know. It's a Canadian thing. I don't know. Next up, OKX. These guys are kind of big, and even if it's bots, they got a big following, almost 4 million followers. Yeah, they got an exchange. They've got money. They're kind of big. This was an absolute huge blockbuster collab. This one is way beyond Bob Your Uncle collab that I was just saying for Immutable. Thoughts on this OKX collab?
It's huge. I'm sorry, OKX is huge, mate. It's like Coinbase. It's the main sponsor of McLaren in F1. It's not like a side sponsor. The number one sponsor for McLaren.
Mm-hmm.
You know, those 4 million are real users. It's a big DeFi platform. They're building a Polygon chain as well, CDK. So for DeFi purposes, just like Coinbase has built Base. But, you know, this company prioritizes security rather than building an optimistic roll-up garbage. So, you know, they're better. To me, it's a better play than Base, to be honest with you.
Wow, that's pretty big. That is pretty big for sure.
So, what it is, I did some digging. What does a GameFi platform mean? You know, like, and people thought tokens. It's not tokens. It's an NFT launchpad. So when games want to launch their sales, it will be like, so you can think of things like, you know, what's it called? Illuvium did the Dutch auction where it starts high, comes lower. Like you'll be able to, I assume it says next generation, next era of, I assume it's going to have better features than just the ability to mint and launch your like Magic Eden, but for Immutable, and it's going to have like features like that you can customize how you do the auction or how first come first serve, whitelists, things like that.
Yeah,
pretty cool. They're really good at marketplace. So, sorry, go on.
No, you're fine. You're fine. It's just you know, I'm assuming like this size of a company, they're just not just gonna work with anybody. They're probably gonna be picky and not just bring on whomever. And I don't see any other gaming chains getting picked up by them yet. So Immutable being the first, that is definitely a nice feather to put in the cap of the Immutable ecosystem.
It'd be cool to see like this expand further into tokens, into a off-ramp and fiat off-ramp, like, you know, how the Coinbase has got that advantage. Why people are choosing Base, it's always your 80 million users connect, you know, well, I bet you any money that OKX has got way more than 80 million users on it. It'll be it's OKX is all over the world. Coinbase is just America.
True.
So yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it expands beyond the GameFi Launchpad, but exciting. There was one other thing I wanted to think about. Their wallet as well is going to be passportified. So instead of having a passport, you could have an OKX wallet, and it'll be a substitute for a passport.
Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, that is very interesting for sure. Yeah, good find on that one. Next up, Robbie announces that Inevitable Games Fund a $100 million with Polygon and King River VC. I'm a little mad at myself. I forgot to look more into King River. That's the kind of stuff I like to look into to learn more about these companies, especially when they're providing all that capital. But I whiffed on that one. But hey, it's another 100 mil. Did they need it? Probably not. But is it nice? Heck yeah. You want to see your games being funded for sure, or your studios funded so that they can keep the games rolling. It tells me that they already have a ton in the pipeline coming out or going to be coming out this year, and this just puts future pipeline funds ready to go. And yeah, did you have anything that you wanted to add to this at all?
I don't think it's a small thing. $100 million is, and it's for seed funding. So I think they've got the funding, and they've got 280 games that they've sponsored. This is more for like getting involved early and taking ownership of the game. So like kind of like they've done with about 4 or 5 other games that aren't published by them but are locked into Immutable because they did it. So it makes sense. You're going to be competing with some big money people that are, got hundreds of millions of dollars. It's got money talks. So it's huge, and it means it'll continue the flywheel into 26, 27, for games being delivered.
Yeah, I didn't mean to make it sound like it was small. The reason why I threw that out there was because there's been some just absolute crazy FUD rumor mills about Immutable running out of money, which is absolutely crazy. Because they've publicly come out and made statements that they have 230 mil in cash or somewhere around there. I might be off by a couple mil here and there. And then they also have their token valuation, which is I think over 3 billion right now. Most of it is locked at the moment, but coming up this summer they will have access to it. So like the rumor mill, and then I just kind of wanted to downplay just a bit, like yeah, here's another 100 mil. So that's why I threw it out there. Not that it was a small deal. It is a big deal for sure.
Hey, you missed the section again, by the way. What's pissing us off? Do you want to get back to it now or go after?
Oh, great. Now Rubik's pissed off at me about pissing off. I think I did that last time too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's my favorite part of the show.
I know. I'm so sorry. Yeah, okay. Well, now I know what's pissed you off. I kind of gave it away. No, I'm joking. No, what is pissing you off this week, Rubick?
Well, what's pissing me off this week is like dumb games that they come to Immutable and think that just because they're building on Immutable, that's all they have to do to have success. Like the number of times this has happened is unbelievable. Like example, Peanut Games. They were, I don't know, you were pretty heavily involved with them. When they launched in Immutable. Did you remember their marketing efforts before when they did their launch? It was like 2 tweets and that was it, and a couple of things in their Discord.
They did a little more than that, but yeah, I get what your sentiment though.
It wasn't like have you seen what they've done now? They've decided they're going to blast, and they're blasting the interwebs with what they this massive move and creating FOMO and how much money everyone's gonna earn, and they've gone from like a couple of 20,000 followers to 80,000 followers because of the marketing efforts, and it just looks bad for Immutable because they don't put the effort. They didn't. I'm telling you, mate. I got excited to think about playing their games on Blast because of how good their marketing was. And when they were doing their mint on Immutable, I was like, this is going to fail. I can tell it's going to fail. Like they're just not putting enough effort into this properly. It's like their angle was, we're on Immutable, you're going to win. Like, and then it's just not once though, mate. Like unfamiliar territory. They're going hell for leather in marketing now and selling all the features and all these capabilities and all their tech, and now they're building on Polygon. Like instead of Immutable. When they did their launch, they were early. Really, they were third game ever on Immutable, and they sold out because it just off the market, but not they didn't do any marketing. So and then it didn't. There was no trading volume. There was no excitement for the game. They went under the radar. They just disappeared for a year, and then they came back, and all of a sudden they're building somewhere else, and they're marketing like crazy, and they're starting to get momentum. Like, and then this Saying Games person comes into the Discord in Immutable's Discord, and the game's called Saying Trivia, Seiyan Trivia, and they're like, oh, I want to get it. If I build on Immutable, will you tweet my game? And I'm like, what's that going to do for you, mate? Immutable is going to tweet your game for you, and all of a sudden you're going to have raging success. Like, do you understand anything about marketing whatsoever? Like, wake up to yourself, And I didn't say exactly those words, but it was kind of how I was thinking when I was typing, And
right.
So I'm pretty sure they might have felt it, but I was like, like the way to get success is to do your own marketing, create FOMO, create reasons for people to get involved, and then get a slight boost from Immutable when they tweet about you because of it.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
So that's what's pissed me off. It's happened a number of times where games haven't put the effort in on Immutable, and then they go and to another chain and they put this massive effort in of marketing and get it right, and then everyone goes, look, Immutable's the place to die, and it's the chain, and it's like happened a lot of times, not just once or twice.
Yeah.
I was over that a long time ago, though. That's just thought a one night thing.
Yeah, that's. I think you're right. A lot of the times with a lot of these games, doing that, they're so small and their resources are so finite. They're kind of trying to jump onto whatever, and Immutable's doors are wide open because they're looking for the next diamond in the rough. We know that, but they're only going to take the creme de la creme. I said that wrong. To get those hit games, they're looking for those, 5 to 10 games that are going to take them to the promised land. And a lot of these smaller companies, they're like, oh, well, what about us? Well, you got to earn that. And yeah, marketing's a huge part of that. I do want to say in defense of Peanut Games, I did talk with the founder not too long ago about the situation, and he let me in some insight. I mean, obviously, I don't know him personally or anything like that, but there is a very, very strong correlation, and I've seen this now. If a game just drops off the map, something happened, and it's usually monetarily. And in Peanut's games, they, from what I know, they were effective heavily from the SBF scandal with FTX, and they lost a lot of their funding because they were using the yield farming, and I get what they were trying to do, but they're a small company, and but they're trying to make a comeback, and they did not have what it takes to get the support that they wanted from Immutable, and you can't fault Immutable for that. You got to be on your game, and if you make mistakes and you get behind, Immutable is gonna, they're gonna acknowledge you, but like they only have so many hands. And you got to earn that. So I totally get what you're saying though with the marketing for sure. Mine is probably not gonna be as good as yours. I don't know, but I'm really mad at whoever named Thumbtacks. I think it's dangerous. I think it's reckless. It could get someone killed someday. You use your thumb to push it in, Thumbtack. I get that. But, this younger generation, they're not going to know that. They're going to think this tack, I need to stick it in my thumb. And that's going to hurt someone. Who knows? They might bleed to death. It's really reckless and dangerous. And that's what pisses me off this week. Thumbtacks. Whoever named it, that's reckless.
All right.
Any breakdowns on that from you? Any rebuttal?
Well, we are living in the documentary era of idiocracy, aren't we?
Yep. And I apologize for missing that segment. I know it's your favorite, and I don't know how I missed it. It's like right in front of my face here, and I still missed it.
It's my therapy, mate. Don't miss it again.
Yeah. So yeah, we did talk about King Rare Capital already, and next up is Immutableswap.io. You can go IMX to ZK EVM direct bridging. I got it up on the screen here. For those of you listening on audio, you'll have to check out our YouTube.
Okay.
I'm sorry?
Okay. I want to set something from here. From now on, when we refer to the two chains on Immutable, there's chain Stark and chain Zeek. That's it. Not Zeek, not IMX, not IMX Stark X or IMX Zeek EVM. Just Stark and Zeek. What do you reckon? Can we call them that?
Yeah, I'm going off your notes here. It says has IMX a ZK EVM, so my apologies.
No. I'm just bringing it up now. I've just had an idea right now. I think we should call it Stark and Zeek. That's it. Two boys, Stark and Zeek, hanging out together.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Yeah, Stark and Zeek.
That would make it easier. Because it is confusing because the name Immutable, and they're rebranding away from IMX, which you told me about. I didn't even know when that happened, but it did happen. So yeah, but this is a swap feature I didn't even know about till a couple hours ago. Rubick the Legend informed me about it. I think you had an asterisk that you wanted to put with this or something, right?
Oh yeah. So I've seen this in the Discord. This organization discussing swapping in the Immutable official Discord many times for the last 6 months, and they've never been banned. There's never been a complaint about them. No one's ever been ripped off by them. And they'd have to be whitelisted by Immutable to be able to do token stuff on both Stark and Zeek chains.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that they're pretty safe, but don't take our word for it. Do your own research. Make sure if you want to use it, don't say these guys told me to do it or Immutable said it's okay. You have to do your own research and make sure you'll feel comfortable with it. But it allows you to put IMX, USDC, and Ethereum directly from Stark to Zeek. It's a pretty expensive percentage, like 4.5 to 2.2%. So if it's over $500 or $1,000, around about $1,000, probably cheaper to do it through direct layer 1 and then up to ZK EVM. However, but if you just want to send a couple $100 or $300 to buy some NFTs, you can now do it, and it'll be a couple of dollars, fee to add of that to get that $200-300 over.
Yeah,
that's it.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Lots of people want me.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try this out here eventually, and I'm going to report back my findings on it, my own research findings on it. Again, this is something I just learned about today myself, and I want to test it out. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I'm going to test it out, and I'll let the community know in our Discord of how it went for me, and hopefully this progresses and they get more options, because right now they just have the 3 options: IMX, ETH, and USDC. I want to see all the options on there because I want to swap around maybe some of my GOG or Gods Unchained or whatever tokens are on the platform. This is sorely needed, and hopefully it works, and hopefully it's fine. So we will definitely see. And good find on that. Thanks for teaching me about that today.
It's been going for 7 days on Ethereum and IMX, or it might have been IMX, and now USDC and Ethereum have been added yesterday. At the moment, I don't think it has Passport, but Passport may be enabled in the next couple of days.
That'd be huge.
So we'll find out if you can send from Passport Stark to Passport Zeek. But yeah, it's pretty safe because they've been around for 6 months, as I said, and there's never been one complaint. They've not been banned from the server. They constantly advertise in the server without the mods telling them to stop. So I think it's pretty safe. And they've only got 10 grand in liquidity, so you can't really go on there and do more than too much.
Yeah,
so
careful with that.
The guy's done it. The guy's just done it for to help out the community, pretty much.
Okay.
So a need for it. Make a little bit extra bucks on the side. It's not going to make him rich. So, but
that's pretty smart.
It might. Yeah. It might if that Immutable doesn't get one of their own official soon.
Yeah, especially once we get this word out. Especially once to get this word out. Yeah, I'm gonna test it out for sure. Do like $100 or so and check it out, see how it goes. Let you guys know for sure. Next up, looks like game losses of the month. Had quite a few. First one up, E4C Final Salvation. I thought, weren't you pretty high on this game, or this is the one that you liked a lot?
Yeah, it was a MOBA. So E4C Final Salvation is a MOBA. And Fallen Arena is like a little brawler, multiplayer brawler, individual solo player. I think it's a 3v3 MOBA, and they announced Immutable because of greenhouse effects, and E4C is like save the planet kind of thing, movement. And then everyone claims to be gasless and environmentally friendly these days. So
right.
And I think they just again did the no marketing and did a mint, without any marketing whatsoever, and it didn't go well. So then they went to Polygon and started doing everything on Polygon. But it looks like they've gone to Sui now, and they did say to me that they're multi-chaining, but if they're when I asked them a couple of weeks ago, but recently since then, Fallen Arena was announced for Sui exclusive, and it's live on Sui right now. So I doubt they're coming to Immutable at all, any way, shape, or form. So they're gone. I'm going to take them off the list.
I haven't heard very many good things about Sui, have you? And I don't mean to bash them, I haven't. I've heard negative about them, but I don't know a lot about them.
They like to lie on stats, and
they've got the highest TPS in the market, right?
Yeah, and it's not EVM. It's a move. So Aptos and them are move, and so they're the two major move chains. And so you're going to a walled garden. And speaking of gardens, remember Star Garden, that really cool game they built there and died, didn't get funding, and
yes,
it was a really good looking game. So I think Sui's the game, the chain where games go to die.
Okay. Could be.
So it's a walled garden. You can't get Ethereum there. You just got to go and buy, like with a credit card or something, or from an exchange to swap it into them. You're literally building out on your own island and go come to our island, everyone, and say, hey, we're all over here on the mainland on Ethereum. So no thanks. So that's the problem.
Yep. Next up, we kind of already talked about this. I don't think we need to beat this one down. Peanut Games going to Blast. Is there any extra thoughts you want to throw on that at all before we move on?
Just good luck to them.
Yep.
We'll talk a bit about the relevance to that in a little bit later on.
Real quick, I have talked to the owner. I'm somewhat decent friends with him. There is a chance that we may have them in our Discord for a tournament, even if they're on another chain. If everything works out for them and it looks all right, and they want to come in and do a tournament, that's something that I'm trying to work on for our community, but we'll see. We're not just like Immutable only or nothing else, but hey, if a game wants to come in and do a tournament, we will definitely have them in. It's not for sure, just something I was working on a while ago. I got to contact them again, so definitely we'll check that out.
We are every chain, any chain at all, other than Ronin. That's it.
How are we going to have a tournament with them? They don't have any games to do tournaments with.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that part.
Oh, I probably should have did that. You better get it out. You better get out of your system. You better get out of your system for what's coming. Are you going to do that now?
That's what I'm doing. Getting it out of my system until the end.
Okay.
What I was going to say, the Aptos. We're giving away Aptos NFTs today. You can go and do my Twitter, where I've posted Supervillain. Looks really cool game, and I actually, it looks like a GOG style game, but might be done better.
Cool.
It looks really good. Free NFTs by just applying DreamsKit. Shout out to DreamsKit that organised that. Decided to do it through our community and gave us all the credit rather than himself. So we have legendary members on our Discord. And it's so cool. So we're getting our own. We've got our members bringing us stuff. We've got guys helping us with ideas. There's shit going on in our Discord. Sorry about the swear word. Now we have to put an expletive on to the warning.
No, we don't.
We know when you tick the expletive, you have to do it on the RSS. Otherwise, you'll get in trouble.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I just leave it on all the time anyway, just in case. I forgot that I swore once because I foul mouthed. But yeah, man, we play games on any chain other than Ronin, and it's like we've got we play Mavia. You know, we're not maxis. We just decide to spend our time. Look how much content we've got just on Immutable. That's enough time just to do that. You've all heard that before. So,
yeah. This next one, I'm disappointed. I didn't even know this one existed. I'm just disappointed because I love their name. I don't know anything about the game, but Pirates of Our Land, and I'm disappointed that I didn't get to know them better because they have a cool name, but they're going bye-bye.
Yeah, they already were on Polygon. I just think they're making it simpler and going. They're not having too much success on Immutables, Stark, and it's on their Stark chain, so it's not the highest quality product, to be honest with you. But they're big on token. They're big on they're building the game and they've got this whole great idea, but just I've never been drawn to it, and I like pirates, so it's it looks just like the developers are a little bit lower quality than the people that Immutable puts focus onto. If you notice, Immutable hasn't even announced them or anything, so they're kind of like building on Immutable for free on the the permissionless chain. So I think they've just decided to build there themselves, and now they're just deciding to go to Polygon, which seems like going to Polygon proof of stake seems like a backward step to me.
Yeah.
If you're going to go somewhere, go one of these more modern chains. But, that's my thoughts.
Well, I guess
not a big loss.
I guess they just, weren't part of what Immutable was going for, and good luck to them going to Polygon for sure. Next up, Unfamiliar Territory. Another game. I think I remember seeing this in the past. We may have talked about this. Definitely, they got animal heads on humanoid bodies. They're leaving as well, and they followed me. I didn't even know they followed me, but thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Best of luck to you. And they're going to Polygon as well. Looks like everybody's going to Polygon for some reason.
Yeah, well, I think it's like they've been building for a long time. I've actually had pretty close ties with them. I talked to them personally. I think they said multi-chain, but they're using Stardust as their non-custodial wallet. So they're like, it's going to be, they think it's going to be awesome, but honestly, mate, they've really missed the opportunity with Passport, like how seamless, integrated it is. Like they're going on their own little island with Stardust, custodial wallet instead of a non-custodial wallet, and how to get your NFTs out of that wallet into another wallet and so you can sell it. Mate, they've just created so much friction when they were the third game on Immutable, and they've left like just as we're getting to the promised land. You know what I mean? I just don't understand. This is why I wanted to have this section, because it's unbelievable games are making this decision right now. They've paid this price for waiting for a year and a half for Immutable to build their new technology out, and they've finally got it. It's all launching, and they go, "Oh, we're leaving to go to some friction-based chain." I just don't understand.
Yeah, it's a mess out there with all the chains right now, and it's a lot of uncharted territory to where people are basically, just it's like an experimental phase with all these chains. All these chains that want to claim they're the best and they've got everything solved, none of them have it solved, including Immutable. It's still a work in progress for everybody. This next one up, I laughed at this one because I thought it says Yaku Games, but they got their icon. I was like, is this Mortal Kombat or what's going on here? I can't remember the character's name. If it was Scorpio, I think it's Scorpio. Like, he's on their freaking X. I'm almost positive that's Scorpio. So, yeah, they're out of here. They look very, very small though. 300 followers. Really couldn't find much on them. Except
Yaku's got 300 followers. Is that all?
Did I get a fake one again?
Yaku Corp is their chain.
Maybe I got the wrong one. I might have the wrong one here. Whoever they are, they're leaving.
Type in Yaku Corp to your
okay.
Their 46,000 followers, Solana-based game. They announced Immutable and did this like massive dual tweet about Passport and how great it is, blah blah blah. And then they just went. Then Immutable. Then Solana started pumping again, and they think that means that's going to help their game for some reason. I don't know. But they haven't spoken about Immutable. I asked the question in their Discord, are they still commenting Immutable? They never responded to me, and they've never mentioned Immutable since those 2 tweets. And they just recently announced that they've built their own Immutable, passport-like tool for their game, and they're so excited by it. So they went the path of building it themselves, and I'm sure it's going to be a wonderful success for them. Immutables.
Yeah. They probably had the highest TPS out there too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I found the real one too, by the way. So apologies to the other one. You got some free press time there. You're stealing from Mortal Kombat though, still. But this one is the real one. Yeah, got it.
Anyway, they I don't think they're coming Immutable. I'm going to take them off the list.
Okay. All right. We'll see you later, Yaku Corp. I just met you literally like 30 seconds ago. So, yeah. Moving along. That was the losses, and we are to... Oh, the Passport. Yeah, Passport Quest is starting. Finally, we were all anticipating, like, oh, what's this going to be? We were a little disappointed because it was like an announcement, but now we can actually see a couple of the quests. I think the first one was like something about being early, and the other one was using the altar. Thoughts on this, that we can actually see what they're doing with this now?
Did I miss something with that? It still says coming soon. Can you actually do anything?
I tried to do something I was not able to, but they have icons for like the first 2 quests. One is like being early is a rare trait, and the other one was like use the altar. So like somehow, some way, it's going to be able to see if you use the altar or not, and you'll get some form of points and or rewards for it, is my guess.
Yeah, I spent a fair bit of money on using the altar already, and then a day after I used it, this quest come out, and I asked the question, do I get this count if I've already done it, or do I have to do it now? And they didn't answer me. So yeah, I might have to go spend another $20 on prayers to be able to do this quest again. But I'm not sure if it's live yet, but because it says coming soon in the side menu still, but you can see the quest, 2 quests there. You can see the links to the other things. I can't wait for this. This should create momentum. Doing little quests, getting rewards. Like, if I do this, gamification. Humans love gamification. I've preached this 1,000 times on this channel, and this is gamification, but where you get rewarded, and you'll see people just doing things just for the points. So we'll see. It'll be really fun.
Rewards programs is a huge industry in all forms, not just gaming, and them doing this is going to be a very, very big, depending on what the rewards are. Hopefully the rewards are good. If the rewards are good, you're going to get a lot of traction with this. So, I mean, you can't use it yet, obviously, but they're giving you hints of what it's going to look like, and I like how it looks because it's incentivizing you to use the product, which generates fees for them, which pays the people that are holding on to the immutable token. I can see where this is going, so...
Flywheel.
What's that?
Flywheel. Yes,
absolutely. Flywheel for sure. Very, very optimistic about this. It's just, when is it coming? When? WEN. And next up, Immutacon went down. This is in Australia, right?
Yeah, and it's internal company only.
I can't believe you didn't tell me that you went.
I didn't go. It's company only.
I know. Because you're on the inside, so I was like, well, Rubick had to be there. That's how you're getting all this sneaky alpha.
I live literally an hour away from where they held it, so it's like I'm a little bit annoyed.
Yeah, you should have gotten. Oh, dude, like I'd be raising hell with them. What's going on? What's up with that?
They probably talk about a lot of confidential stuff, so I understand why it's not a public thing. They flew 100 people to Sydney from all over the world, so the whole entire company that could make it made it.
My tickets were probably in the mailbox. I didn't check. Oh man, no, I'd be raising hell, dude. You're informing the CEO of things he doesn't know about, so you should have definitely got invited.
If you want to bring up my tweets, if it's not too much, if it's not too hard, you can show them a suggestion I made to Immutable 3 hours ago.
I can try. Yeah. What was it? What'd you do? Like, give me tickets?
So I decided to call myself the supreme leader of Immutable.
Okay, yeah, I got it up. As a supreme leader of Immutable, I have decided that next Immutacon, there will be one day set aside in the week-long event where the community may attend. Attendees may get a tailored day suitable for fans and builders. Okay. Yeah, you should have got an invite, dude. I'm gonna raise hell about that.
You didn't read the cool part, the ideas.
Okay. I just got to show more here. Attendees will get tailored day fan builders of the Immutable include product roadmap insights, partner product release insights, first look game demos, customer feedback session, suggestion meeting or sessions, meet and greet with the team. Just need Robbie to acknowledge in action that he's fired next year. Oh wow.
Action, or he needs the knowledge and action, or he's fired next year.
Okay.
And then I found one of the passes on the internet and put my little name there.
Nice.
So I don't know if Robbie's going to take that as a joke or get a little bit annoyed. Or
I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. Yeah, very cool. Yeah, Immutacon went down. It's the conference for all the special people out of Immutable. Maybe we'll be there one day. Maybe. But next up, we've got Rubick's Shorts. Why don't you break that down for us, since it's Rubick's?
Okay, yeah. No, so Aradina Warrior, out of nowhere, come out with the mobile release. I thought they were broke, and all of a sudden they've got enough money to pay people to build a mobile version of the game, which makes sense. It's a mobile game, isn't it? And so a lot of people will be happy about that. Feanora, which is one you're looking forward to, has got a first gameplay of the Wildlands game, the second game, the game that you like Final Fantasy Tactics. So take a look at that one. Vendetta Chalk River had 2 mints. One was for heroes in the game. Then the cheapest one when it first started was $4,200. So I went in there, and I was like, "Is that the cheapest? Am I missing reading?" They go, "No, that's it." They sold one. No marketing again, and just $4,000 for an NFT. But then they had a free mint, and I didn't know it was on, so I didn't get whitelisted. So I end up trying to get in on the first come first, try to get on it when it was open to everyone, and it minted out in a second, literally 1 second, and it was done, and it went smooth as a baby's bumhole. It was really, really smooth mint on the Zeek, stress testing it. So yeah, that was amazing. No code token launcher, Warpgate, the organization building the DEX kind of system and all these tools, has announced that a no code token. So you can go on there, mate, and just put in a drop down menu, fill in details, and you'll create a token that you're in control of, man. So amazing potential for the future there.
Yeah.
Pool Masters, which was called Eyeball Games, is going to have a mint soon, and keep your eyes and join our Discord if you want. There's some big announcements coming about that with us in partnership. And KGeN announces 1 million users have registered and created wallets for KGeN, the game, as part of the airdrop system they're doing. So yeah, there's no games on Immutable. There's no gamers on Immutable. Have you heard that story from somewhere before?
Yeah, absolutely. But I am going to question that 1 million. How many of those are actual real gamers? Knowing what I know in this space. What's that?
It's the same with every chain.
Yeah.
It doesn't the same with every chain. It's time for us to stop being the arbiters of truth and just use bots as numbers as well. Because if everyone else is going to do it, then we may as well do it as well, in my opinion.
I hear you. I get the sentiment for sure. I just I try to be somewhat real with I just dude, you can see it in the Discords. You can see it in the tweets of how many real people we've been in this space long enough to know what's really going on around here. So, but yeah, I get your sentiment though for sure.
If someone's gonna use their numbers at bots to sell how they're number one chain, and then in comparison, I'm happy to do that as well. But I'm not going to sit here and celebrate that 1 million games when I know it's not. It's about the comparison.
Right. Is there anything else in your shorts today?
That's all. No more shorts.
Okay. I'm glad you cleaned your shorts this week. Good job. All right. Next up, this was kind of a big one for sure. Guild of Guardians. They've got the release date for May 15th. It's finally going to happen. I can't believe it. It's I'm a little scared to believe it, but they said it, and they got a really cool video up with restoring the light. Very cool graphics with Leah on there. I like that art style. I don't know who's doing that, but I very much approve of that art style they're using for the cinematics. It gives it a really, really cool feel to it. The game has a long way to go, obviously. My biggest beef is they got to cut down the time. We know Chris Clay knows this. We've talked about it in lengths, so we're not going to beat that dead horse. Any thoughts on this May 15th day launch coming?
Yeah, it's about time, isn't it? And it's finally feels real that something's going to happen. That's felt like an eternity. So
yeah,
light at the end of the tunnel.
Congrats to everybody in the Guilty Guards community. I know it's been a long, long wait and a lot of drama. Yeah, and by the way, they popped on us another mint, which was some more drama. You were involved in the mint. How did it go for you?
They botched it. Can you believe that? I can't believe it. But, they fixed it pretty quick, though.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, it was only an hour, I think, hour and a half or something. It was a front end issue somewhere, so they fixed it pretty quickly. And I'm not certain. I heard a rumor that whoever got in early was able to mint like the legendaries. And I don't think that was true, because I got in there not long after they fixed the web, got us in there, like made it open to everyone, and about the results you'd expect I got from the 55 openings. I got a pretty cool legendary, the one that looks like Fabio. What's his name again? I got him at number 69, like position. So Fabio 69. I really love that. You might have saw that tweet.
I did.
Yeah, and he's not for sale. I just found out I've got a Kun. You know a Kun? I've got a Kun number 1 as well.
Oh.
Yeah, so that might be worth a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone who wants to be a collector of all the ones, hit me up. 10 grand, you can have him. And the other thing I got was a warrior salve. So I think that's a pretty good one, legendary. So, and I got it from I believe an epic. No, I got the Fabio from an epic prayer, and I got the salve second last pull from one of my legendary prayer.
Yeah, that's very cool. I've seen some. I've been checking Token Trove, and yeah, there was like some of them. The lesser ones were up there for like $1 or $2, so super affordable to get in with those if you don't have any NFTs. I chose to not participate at all whatsoever. I did watch the Discord, see what's going on. I heard that rumor that you were talking about as well. I just kind of watched. I just can't bring myself to buy another NFT at this time. I have my own personal reason. What's that?
For GOG?
Yeah. I refuse to buy. Yeah. I refuse to buy. It's just, that's all I'm going to say about it.
Yeah, but the altar was pretty smooth. I had a few issues with it, like 3 or 4 failed, but nothing that broke anything or any extended breaks. Just rerun it again. It took me a while to work out. I have got to hold my finger down on the left mouse button for more than 2 seconds to get a hold of the NFT, the sprayer, to move it. I was like, it took me about 5 goes or 5 minutes of trying to work out why it wasn't working properly. Derp brain. Yeah, so that one.
So when it failed, did it cost you any additional gas, or how did that work?
It's gas free.
Okay.
From Passport.
Okay.
So if you buy it's gas free, and it's nothing broke, nothing was wrong. So yeah, I just swapped GOG tokens too, so it really hasn't cost me anything. I guess it has, because I could have swapped those GOG tokens, but it was a very small percentage of my GOG tokens to get in on it. So I just thought I'm transferring the value from the token to the NFTs, and see betting on the NFTs going up rather than the token.
Gotcha. Okay, that's actually pretty slick. I could have done that. I didn't even think of that, but I just didn't have the stomach for it this time. But I definitely was. It was fun to watch people open up some really cool stuff and get excited about it. There definitely is some hardcore GOGers around, and they bought out, I think, the biggest bundle, right?
Yeah, it's been a pretty lackluster sale. They've got 10,000 rare packs for 5 of the lowest version, and they only had 80 of the $660. So $18, there's 10,000 of. and $650 there was only 80 of, and they sold out of those. I think 80 or 100. They sold out of them in a couple of hours of the highest bundle, and there's 800 of the middle tier, and it was I think last time I looked, it was still 650 of those available, and there's still 9,800 of the cheapest one available. So they've really had a poor performance.
Do they say what they're going to do with those? If they're just going to leave them or burn them or what?
No idea, mate. But it's worrying that that's all they've sold.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised, honestly, but that's just my thoughts. Yeah, I mean, honestly, every one of these mints has always had some form of drama, but this wasn't too bad. They recovered it really quick. It looks like they're getting better at this, so that is a good positive sign. I am super happy about the May 15th release, and I think if they can get the time required to play down about, I'm going to say 75 to 80%. That's just my thoughts. I think this game has a good shot, but they definitely need some more modes, and I would highly recommend you look into what a gacha game style is if you don't know what it is, because I believe that is the way they are going. And if you know what that is, you know what that means.
It's not believing. It's 100% the way they're going. There's no doubt about it.
Well, I'm just leaving the door open just in case they don't want to. I'm trying to be fair. But
you understand, man, that you're American. And
I am?
The gacha,
really?
Yes. Yes. And if you haven't noticed, looking from a distance, Americans hate any way to pay anything at all to get a slight advantage in a game. They hate it. They just refuse to play it.
That's not me. I don't hate that.
Well, I've noticed that from most Americans, but especially the gacha style games, they're not big fans of that. But if you look where is gacha games massive? In Asia, mate. They don't give a shit. They don't care. They will just pay how much? 1,000? Bang, pay it. I want to play this game.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't think about how the fairness comes into it, and they will pay the money. And we know where the market of and Web3 gamers are at the moment. They're all in Asia. So whilst you and anyone from America may see this as a bad thing, I see it as a really positive thing, and it's for the success of the game, personally.
No, I know. I understand they have to make money. My problem with gacha game is not that you get to pay to win. I have no problem with that. It's when I pay to win, and then 30 days later, my thing that I paid for no longer has any value at all. That's where I have a problem with things. So, but
yeah, you've said that before.
Yep, that's why the problem I have with it. But anyway,
probably why you don't like TCG games so much, because there's no way around that.
No, that's just because I have to learn a whole bunch of stuff and I'm short on time. That's why. If I could learn it and know what to do, I would definitely be more into it. So,
well,
I like I have to play simple games like Chibi Clash and Guild of Guardians, where it doesn't take a whole lot of stuff to get into it. And speaking of that, the next game we're going to be talking about, Blade of God, is not a simple game. It's an amazing game that you definitely nailed for sure. There's so much to do in this game, and the options have options that have options, in my opinion. I can't possibly keep up with this game, so everything I'm giving you right now is based off of I played it for roughly 4 hours one night. I absolutely loved it. There's all kinds of cool things about it. I was lost the majority of the time, so I am leaning on one of our community members, Solemnly Swear. Him and I had a conversation last night because he has been heavily into this game. He understands it a lot better than I do. So my thoughts on Blade of God, there's a story aspect, and it eventually evolves into a to be continued. Solemnly Swear got through that. He said it's a pretty cool storyline. I don't know about it in great detail, so I can't give you that. But the really cool thing they talked about is they got different modes. They got a single-player mode where it's pretty much PvE. They have a multiplayer mode, which can be PvP. It's called the Ancient Arena. And there's this summoning an AI to fight against, or you can have 2 souls, which you can summon a bot or another player to play against you. There's a Soul Hunter mode where you can team up with people to try and take on a boss. Oh, and did I mention there is all kinds of options for your options. This game, there's 2 games right now. This game and Sharbound. If somebody said today, pick 2 games to go after Web 2 with, these would probably be my 2 games. Just for their look, what they can do, and their potential. So, that's my thoughts on Blade of God. I'm sure you've got quite a bit on Blade of God, Rubick.
I don't. I played it for less than 4 hours, I think, all up. I just didn't have the time to sink into understanding it, mate. The literal, like the options thing you touched on. There's just so much of that. I can understand it's a great game for blockchain because there's so much of that stuff to do. But the game was very easy, so I got bored. But Amber said that's just by design at the moment. They don't want to make it super hard to play for the test. This is more about testing throughput and getting encounters not breaking when people are on them and things like that. It wasn't about the fine-tuning battle yet. So. It just felt like a bit of a grind to me because of how easy it was, and I normally like watching games rather than playing them. To be honest with you, like the story-based games like this, but
right.
I just think this game's story was very Eastern, and it's not me. To be honest with you, I love the game. I'm going to play it, but it's not. It's no longer my top 5 game.
Really?
It's gone down. Yeah. I will watch it. I will literally watch this game in a movie after someone's beat it and made a movie on YouTube of it, and I'll love it. It's not the game. It's not the kind of game I want to learn. Spend so much energy learning how to I do not think that this game is going to be a failure because I am personally not as interested as what I thought it was going to be. I think it's going to be a raging success game. Look at the way hello Solomon in the crowd listening to us.
Mm-hmm.
He absolutely ate this game up and loved every second of it. And a couple other guys, we got 10 vouchers for people, and everyone that had time loved the game, was raving about it, doing this caravan thing, understanding it all, getting into it, loving the story. So I think it's going to be a raging success. Me, I'm time poor. I've said this a million times. I thought I could have one game that I could spend on. I just don't have the time to be able to dedicate to this kind of level of depth of gameplay. I play Star Wars Fallen Order. I log on for 2 hours. I push pause, unpause when I need to, and then I can go away and not even think about what happened for a week and then come back to it. I can't do that with this game. You have to play it every week. You have to keep grinding. You have to keep going forward, in parties and stuff. So it's a real community game. It's an exciting game, and it's going to be a winner. And I just personally am not in the right time of my life. 10 years ago, I would have been all over this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Very time-intensive game. Solemnly Swear was telling me about, like, there's, like, regular combos, and there's, like, super combos you can do, and just, like, there's so much to it. And it's beautiful, too. It's beautiful. The graphics, very anime style. Lots of action, and, yeah, I mean, I had a feeling that they watered down the difficulty so they could just get the playtest. I think GOG did the same thing, the last playtest, not this current one. And it was just to get people playing, get the volume to test out their platform. So, yeah, watch this one. I think it's going to be a big one in the whole entire Web3 space, because there is no other game that I've seen that has the level of detail and time spent. And there's a sector out there that like this style of game, and they're going to fall in love with this one for sure. I'm pretty sure. I'm very confident about that. So, yeah. And, watch for Solemnly Swear with Blade of God. The guy knows it quite a bit, and him and I are actually talking about working on a possible small collab. It's not definite yet. We were talking about the details last night, where he might be doing some correspondent work for us for Gamers Galaxie in the Blade of God territory. So, yeah, watch for that. Not Blades of Glory. Don't confuse it with Blades of Glory. And we got to do a Twitter pick here. This was for... Help me out. What was this for again?
The celebrate 15th of May tweet. So there's about 40 people that are
Okay.
in the running for 10 IMX.
Okay. I'm going to load that right now. Oh, there it is. I can see it. I can see it. All right. And they must follow at Gamers Galaxy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I did that wrong. Apologies, everybody. Bear with me. Doing this live for this poll. All right. And let me load it there. 39 entries loaded. Here we go. Good luck to everybody. Begin draw. If all the parameters are met, and Rubick will be checking that, GU player, which is at usual 150, you are the winner if all the requirements are met, and Rubick will check that, and if it is, we will award you your prize. Congratulations to you.
Awesome. GU player. I know GU player. He's big on GU, obviously, Gods Unchained, and massively into House of Boxing. So yeah, awesome.
Oh, cool.
Actually, he's won a prize off us before, like not part of Games Galaxy, from when I did a collab with House of Boxing a long time ago. So awesome. Congratulations, GU player.
Yeah, so this will be live on YouTube for verification. If anybody doubts our authenticity, you will be able to see it eventually for those on the audio. Also, we had a town hall a GOG town hall recap spaces not too long ago. Boy, those... Oh, no, that's the wrong one I'm looking at. Yeah, that's... Okay, there we go. But we had two winners in that one. Best comment and or question was Mr. Tom. He's in our community, so he wins 10 IMX. And then we did a random draw. And the winner of that was Solemnly Swear. So, you know, his name has come up twice this podcast. So congratulations to those two, Mr. Tom and Tom I Swear. Each one of you wins 10 IMX. And moving along, I promise we're getting towards the end. I know we go long, but look at my tabs, people. There's probably like 100 tabs up here right now. Jesse Eckel did an interview with Robbie. I only got through about 17 minutes of it. What is your thoughts on this video? I know you got through it, Rubick.
It was a lot of the same, but there was a couple of new things. That Robbie's quoted most recently. They're up to 280 games now, not 270. So they won 10.
Really?
They won, yeah. So after that 20 they won another 10 in the last week, which is about a week ago. They're probably more than 280 now. So after that bump at 20 games, they've had another 10 wins since then, which was only a couple of weeks ago. So
nice.
And the other thing that was really interesting, he asked the question of when are the games coming out, and he's like about 80 of them this year. And
I think I heard that.
Well, and then he said, how many coming out in the long run? And he's like, actually, out of those 280, pretty much all of them are coming out before the end of 25. He says, in that they're only investing in big studios from like, if they're a long horizon, like they're not just going to go to some small indie game and invest in them from the start. That's not the way it works for them. The flywheel needs to kick in now, so they're looking for games that are ready to come out in the next 18 months. So that 100 million fund seems like it might be for seed for that
next batch.
For those the big studios, the big Web 2 studios, that they can try and get them to come in, build games in Web 3 and give them some funds to get started, or some people with that need it to, because they said they want to invest. He said he wants to invest in big studios for long term, but not the small studios. So that's what I think 100 million, because they've said it's for seed funding, which is not 2 years, it's 4 or 5 years. So that's what it must be for big studios. Right.
Well, hey, yeah, that makes sense. I could totally see that. The only things I got out of the little sections I got to listen to was I liked what he said. He referenced to, like, right now, when you talk about games that you're playing, whether it's a mobile or PC or on a Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, whatever, you don't reference to your friends like, oh, well, I only play free-to-play games. I'd like how he put that, because like, nobody does that. It would sound weird that, I only play free-to-play games, I only play mobile mobile certain classifications games, and he's talking about where right now the culture is like, oh, I only play Web3 games. Eventually, it's going to be where that doesn't even exist, to where people just assume games are games. And I kind of like how he phrased that. And then also he talked about how I'd never heard him say this before. He referenced how it comes down to how many whales do you have in Web 2 gaming, and that it's the same thing in Web 3. And it was the first time I heard him talk in those terms, so that caught my ear. So that was some things that I hadn't heard him say before in the short time that I got to listen to it. I'm going to listen to the rest of it for sure, but any final thoughts on that before we move on?
Yeah.
Okay. And it is time for Chibi Clash. I love this game. I love saying it. Say it 5 times fast. I wonder if you can. I know I have a hard time saying it. Chibi Clash. No, I can. I can do it.
Chibi Clash. No, I can't do it.
Yeah. So, what do you got? You got some nice announcements coming for Chibi Clash, right?
So round 2 is coming for the tournament. So IMX prize, Sesame points, which we'll explain very soon on a tweet and in the Discord. And also, there's going to be other prizes like NFTs for whitelist spots for NFTs and other games as well in the next round. So there's lots of prizes. It's a really fun, easy game. You play for 15 minutes, one game, and you put your score up. You're in the running for a lot of random prizes. Join the Discord if you want to be in part of it. Pool Masters, we've got 20 spots coming up for whitelist free mint, allocated to us from the Eyeball Games team. Thank you very much for that. So yeah, keep an eye out for prizes. That mints in the 15th of May, so 15th of April. So just like nearly a bit under 3 weeks away. And we still got 150 IMX tokens to give away in the next 3 to 4 weeks. So be ready for bigger prizes in the Discord. Join us if you want to be part of it. And also really excited. We've been appreciated for our tournament that we're running and generating players in the game and our comms on X. So the founders decided to join us for a pod, a special interview and discussion about what they're doing next and all insights to their game. They want to keep away from the IMX partnership side of things there, so there's not too much going to be about that. This will be all about their game, their tokenomics, the future, and why you should be enjoying it. One last thing about Chibi. They've kind of hinted at redacted a number of times, but just playing the game, you're going to get an airdrop. So they haven't said it, but I'm pretty certain that's what it's going to be. So
yeah,
on top of the prizes we're offering you, join our Discord, play the game, get all the prizes. You might get a nice little surprise airdrop as well in the end as well. So it's no brainer to play Chibi Clash right now. And I like to say chibi time.
Nice. It looks like they're going to be selling land. Do you get that hint or that feel?
So they've got the largest AI program in like AI generated land ever. And the first mint's going to be land, and the second mint that we've got free whitelist spots for is the free mint Genesis. So whitelists for free mints are better than whitelists for things you have to pay for. So we don't have the land whitelist, but that's paid. We have the whitelist for the free Genesis mint, which is delayed to after the land mint now. Yeah,
I'm very curious to what they're going to come out with besides the survival mode. Survival mode has been an absolute blast. It's very addicting. Love playing it. In fact, I got to see if we can play it yet. I know it's been close somewhat, but I got to go back and see. And yeah, that's Chibi Clash, and absolutely all kinds of good stuff going on in the Discord. Make sure you're in there, not just for the sneaky alpha, but the giveaways, the tournaments, the fun, and we got a lot of people contributing besides the core members of Gamers Galaxy. Next up, we've got this one I did not know. KGeN Indie.gg. They've rebranded and merged with a Kratos Guild, however you pronounce it, to form a top 3 DAO. They're also part of the Warp Gate owners, which we're just finding that out recently. I mean, somewhat recently, but like, KGeN KGeN, indie.gg, or whatever they are. They're on the Google Play Store. I don't know much about them, but they're teaming up with them. It looks like Kratos has got their fingers in a lot of things, and it's with Immutable, it sounds like.
So it looks like they built tech that's about recording like real player achievements. So kind of think that the like it's going to be built in to count, like to help reward players from achieving things in games. That's what I think the idea of it is. I'll not be wrong. The data, the cred, the new era owned by gamers. So it's like data about gamers' activities, and therefore how to reward people. So, and being a DAO as well with those that combined. Indie GG was a part of Yield Guild, I believe. So
really,
yeah, they were. I think they separated. I don't know. They definitely were at some stage affiliated.
Huh?
They were like the Indian arm of Yield Guild.
Huh?
But they did announce something with Immutable, so I wonder what that is going to mean. Because obviously the Warp Gate creators is owned, and Kratos owner is the same guy, and this is the same. This is the same guy.
Hmm. Very, very interesting. Yeah, we were not sure what exactly was going on with Warp Gate, but it looks like I think you said you've seen them on Passport and stuff like that. Looks like they're getting some more credibility.
Mm.
Yeah. So, yeah, next up, I know you're going to love this one. Well, you made this up, but I know you've been probably jonesing to talk about this before you go on to your hiatus. But, yeah, psychout.ron, he posted this long tweet, and Ron went from 13 games down to 10. Immutable just went up another 10 to 20 games you were just talking about. They didn't go down 30% of their games, but... Ron did, and someone at least gave an explanation of it. That's the time before no one said anything, but this guy did.
Psychout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Psychout.ron. He put out there about Zoid.
Yeah, I saw that.
Zoid and the Bolded.io game leaving. Bold, yeah.
Yeah. So nice of him that the Zoids team found out about them being kicked out of Ronin by that message. Didn't even give them the message to let them know. So they're just scumbags, mate. Seriously, absolute scumbags. And I made a funny tweet, just a joke, but it wasn't a dig at Ronin per se. It was more a dig at the pure announcements, kind of the community from Ronin.
Mm-hmm.
How they call them. They always constantly say pure announcement, memes about pure announcements.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, so that's 3 out of 5 games that are no longer building on Ronin. That was out of those they did a 5 block of announcements of games building on their chain, and 3 of them are now no longer building on their chain. And I'm like, so is Ronin now the chain of pure announcements?
Right.
But, Jiho's responded to that. He was pretty upset.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll have to go back and look at that. Ansel got a little testy with me about stuff. Not really testy, but just a little challenging here and there. But he just wanted to talk about numbers, and they put up that graph. I seen Jiho's put up that graph about the numbers, and I'm just like, my whole time I'm just like, okay, so what? Even if and I do believe those numbers. I really do. I do believe the numbers he's posting for Ronin. But how many of those are bots? And how many? And another good question is, if they're not bots, how many of those are extractors? And how many of those are actually gamers that are there to enjoy playing the game? And I have no problem with what they're doing at all whatsoever. Just stop labeling yourself as the number one gaming chain. Because that's not accurate. You're the number one gambling gaming chain. That's what you are, and there's a huge difference in philosophies. And for them to act like Immutable is such trash when it's just a different philosophy. It doesn't mean it's trash. They're trying a different route. But just because they're not pumping your token, they're trash, and you're the best. And it's just you're comparing apples and oranges here, because Immutable clearly isn't focused on that gambling cult, and that's just the way it is. So why don't you let Ronin be Ronin and let Immutable be Immutable? And if you want to keep calling yourself the Game Chain, fine, but you're kind of living in a self lie. Maybe you look in the mirror and just own it. Just own it. Say, hey, you want to make a bunch of money here, but it's high risk, and there's 10 games that you can knock your socks off with. 10, not 280-ish. Come here and gamble with us. I mean, play games with us. So, yeah.
It's funny. There's another tweet that these amateurs wrote, these so-called amateurs of investment experts,
Mm-hmm.
and it was so poorly written. It was like 12 tweet thread which pretty much said, DAP radar numbers say this, so there's 9,000% more players on Ronin. IMX is overvalued, Ronin's undervalued, and they're quote tweeting it everywhere, claiming, look at how great this tweet thread is. This is the truth and all this stuff. They're just like, it's so pathetic to hang on to this stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so pathetic to actually tweet that, and you're appealing to the lowest common denominator, like not the smart people in the world. They can see exactly what you're doing. And I don't know, is it winning them any business? I don't know, but they're constantly just toxic. That tweet, the only reason I found out about it is because Ansel quote tweeted me and said, who's lying, you or Jihoz? And I'm like,
right.
I just went, I don't know, I just like playing games and support people that are not arseholes. And Jihoz responded to that.
I'm going to have to go back and look at that. Yeah, one last point on this. This is what kills me about, these guys throwing out these numbers, and Immutable does it too. But you, me, and a lot of us, we're in the trenches here. Like, you go into any of these discords, where is these millions of people that you're claiming are playing this game? That the highest discord that I've seen in a long time has been Blade of God. When I went to Blade of God, the activity in there was insane, and maybe that was 100-ish. But to be oh, we have millions of gamers. Where the hell are they? They're not in Discords. They're not on Twitter. If there's 1 million people playing your game daily, where the hell are they in the communities? They're not there. We're on the streets every single day in this community, and you're lucky that if you can get 50 people into your Discord participating, the numbers that Gamers Galaxie starting to approach, by the way. Not quite there yet, but we're getting there. But if you can get there, holy smokes, you're doing something in this space. And for them to claim 1 million, million daily active user, BS. There's no way. You should at least have 10. I'll even go lower. You should at least have 5% of that million involved in your community somewhere. And there's no way that's happening. So the number thing blows me away.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. I didn't mean to beat that into submission. Sorry about that. But just something that should have been my pisses me off thing. But Thumbtacks is a good one, though, too. So, anyway, GDC 2024 went down. I'm just going to say it. AVAX, from the Web3 side, AVAX stole the show. I'm still going to say it. I think AVAX is the biggest competitor to Immutable. They got some good things going on. I absolutely loved their Web3 sucks campaign. Like I said with Ronin, if you can just own it. If you just own it, it'll go so much further. And there they are, Web3 sucks, just owning it. And I thought it was a very bold, very genius move on their part. Kudos to them. Hats off to them. Did you like it? Did you dislike it?
AVAX, no, I love AVAX. I really like Coop. He's just so cool. He's my style of guy. I could hang out and have a beer with that guy. So, and he leads that marketing team, socials, and I'm sure he has lots to do with the decisions on what happens on that side of thing as well. I'm not sure if he's the driver of that, but he's definitely, you can tell by his brain and how it works on X that he's got a lot of ideas and is a very sharp mind. So sure some of their majors, I joked about him, someone wrote a big tweet thread about marketers and how the big ones in Web3 are worth $1 million a year or more. And I'm like, how much, have you started looking for jobs yet? Chip, you're the king. So like, I just really enjoy our interactions, and his tweets make me laugh, and I think that's got a lot to do with why Avax is winning. Their tech's good, but it's off on their own little island, so they're competing for saying, hey, come to our island, and they've been able to win some big games, and some of the biggest games in Web3. So especially in Off the Grid and Shrapnel and now Maple Story, that's probably 3 of the biggest games like in the top 10. So and then they just market so well as well and get people pumped up in part of the community, and I think that's where Immutable can improve on for sure.
Do you think, and I know I'm really reaching here, gosh, I want to see an Immutable Avalanche Alliance, man, and just put everybody else out of their misery. I just, oh my gosh, you want to see me smile? If that announcement ever comes out, I have no inside information. I'm just pure wishing here. If Avalanche and Immutable could come together and join forces, it's over. It's over. I don't know. What's your thoughts on that? You think it's possible, or is that just a pipe dream?
They're not compatible.
No?
The tech stacks aren't compatible.
Okay. It's a pipe dream.
Yeah.
I can dream. They'll build a bridge. Someone will build a bridge. No. I don't know.
It's not a zero-sum game. Like, there's going to be... I think... I used to say 5. I think it'd probably be...
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Blockchains now, 15 to 20 big players, that will survive and do well. Like, and as long as they get the gas free and easy onboarding, I think everyone can survive if they're on one of those main chains. But I think outside that 20 is going to be hard. I'm going to double my numbers from 10 down to 5, from 20 down to 10 over the next 5 years. So,
yeah. No, I agree.
And Avax and Immutable are the 2 leaders in my opinion.
I agree. For sure. Yeah, that's the only chain that I'm looking over my shoulder for right now is them, and they got a lot of good things going on for sure. Where are we at here? We talked about AVAX. Wolves. Did you say something about Wolves now, or did I miss that?
It's just what I took away from GDC was AVAX is good at marketing. Wolves DAO is everywhere, and they've got a lot of support, and they're doing things right for like a gaming community. And the other thing I thought was the only real thing I saw of news that was amazing was, everyone said Web3 is inevitable, and I got sick of hearing that. But I did love the Unreal Engine 5.4 showcase, the new version of Unreal Engine, and the quality of the graphics that they can push out is unbelievable. I don't know if you've got that on showing right now, but
I did have it up. I lost it, but I will edit that in for sure. I was looking at it earlier. I had it up. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, there it is. I got it. Yep, it's up now. Yeah. It's
there's an hour and 20-minute presentation, and I was just glued to that whole presentation, and it was a lot less effort because Tim Sweeney was in Australia actually, down under, in a court case against Apple, trying to beat Apple into submission, and so they didn't put as much energy into it as they did last year. Like, it was like 8 hours of content last year. There's only an hour and 20 this year. So I think GDC was a lot weaker this year. A lot of unemployed people looking for jobs because of all the big Web2 studios layoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a little bit of a different feeling, and the Web3 is kind of like getting past that we hate you to got a job.
Yeah, the video is absolutely. Looks like they had a game on mobile too. That can't be real. I thought they don't do mobile. Maybe they do.
No, they do mobile.
Yeah.
No, they do mobile. Yeah, it's just it hasn't been optimized for mobile until now. The latest versions 5.2, 3, 4, I believe, are good for mobile. Like just as easy as Unity now.
Gotcha. Yeah, that definitely looks good for sure. This next one up, Aavegotchi, they leave Polygon and they're going to base. Lots of momentum going to base lately. It's been in the news quite a bit, good and bad. Thoughts on Aavegotchi going to base?
Well, she's got a lot of momentum, big name. Like they've got a big funding. There are 10 games coming out this year. It's like, but it's another CDK special, build our own chain because we're special. Got like another Maple Story. kind of outcome.
Yeah.
And it's it's just not good optics for Polygon again to lose it. So I wonder why these people are losing. I think it's money. These Base has got a lot of money. Optimism is trying to lure over and Avex has got a lot of money, so they're just trying to win the big games. And Polygon's not going for that small IP anymore. They're going for build a chain on us. They're
Right.
OKX is building a chain, a Polygon-based chain. They're going for the AG layer, where everyone will tap into the same layer, and the unified. Once they own that AG layer, and everyone decides to go that way, and everyone has to be on it, otherwise they're on their own island. And every other chain that's on the AG layer you could send from IMX to Stark to Zeek. Like no dramas.
Right.
Or from AVAX to us, or from Optimism to us. But if you don't tap into that, you have to go through a bridge and all that. The UI won't be as fun. UX won't be as good. Once they own that, they'll be able to set up tokenomics that their token will go to the moon with trillions. So that's what they're going for.
Yeah, lots of volume on Base this past week. It got a lot of attention. Pro, but also they got some con highlights as well. Munchables reclaims 62 million from a rogue developer turned hacker. I didn't know they recovered it, but it looks like they did. But at some point, 62 mil got hacked. It happens everywhere except for Immutable so far. I'm just gonna throw that out. Hopefully it never does. I don't even know what the heck Munchables is. I wouldn't have known without this headline. Do you know anything more about this one?
It's a meme game on Blast. So Blast is on the optimistic stack, not Base. Sorry, I made a mistake there.
Oh,
so Blast is like the gambling chain. It's an optimistic roll-up tech. So when you settle on Ethereum, you actually don't settle on Ethereum. It's a centralized part of it. You can roll back the server. So a North Korean employee, who Zach is XBD, the sleuth guy, said that 4 people are employed by this company, Munchables, all are the same person. He showed you how he knew that. And so this person's been getting 4 salaries building code, and then he left with 62 million, and now for some reason they were going to roll it back anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So he wouldn't have got the money. So he's decided to give it back. I think because he was going to lose it anyway. You're still going to be treated as if you're a thief.
Yeah.
So if you give it back, you'll be way less. They might not prosecute you, but that's still really bad for Blast, because if they had to roll back, all state for a 4-day period. So whatever happened 4 days ago, between now and then, saved on the whole entire Blast chain, not just that game, is rolled back. So if you were playing GOG and you had this you got a drop of this hero, it doesn't become, it's not, like the elite
goodness.
level. So it wasn't, rolling back wasn't a really good idea. I might be wrong on that. It might be just the game. I'm pretty certain it is the whole chain, and it might not be NFTs. It might be just tokens. I don't know, but it's. I'm pretty certain that whatever happened up until that point, after when you roll back to it, it's just null and void. It doesn't count. It's going back to that old state on the chain.
That guy better watch his back, whoever that is.
I think he's in North Korea, mate. So
he better hide.
Yeah. But anyway, it doesn't look good for Blast. It's again I'm worried about Immutable's Zeek EVM, because it's definitely more possible to be hacked. They've the Stark instance of Immutable can't be hacked. It's an API. Can't be hacked the way it can be hacked, but it can't be hacked the way that all these hacks happen. It's not the same thing. It won't be the same thing, and it'll be very much harder to do. But this Zeek EVM Immutable, even though it's whitelisted, if they make a mistake and let a contract through the whitelist, and it's got vulnerabilities in it, this could happen on Zeek EVM quite easily. So we'll see how good their auditing is going forward. Immutable.
Yeah, sorry about that. I thought it was base too, so apologies about that. It was not base, it was blast. But it started with a B. It started with a B.
They're both on an optimistic roll-up.
Yeah.
So they're both the same thing. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Easily made mistake. They're both gambling garbage chains.
Yeah, and so we have been through all kinds of information. You can see all my tabs up here. I told you it would take 2 hours. I knew it. And we are into final thoughts of the week. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first? I'll let you pick.
I'll go first.
Okay.
Give you time to think, and I had a prediction last pod saying that I reckon the Ubisoft game will be announced at GDC, thinking that the Immutable would come out with a big announcement, and they didn't have even one announcement in GDC. It was slightly big, so kind of crazy that they went from that massive hype Polygon partnership to nothing. So I was wrong. There was no Ubisoft announcement yet. Boom. And I don't know, this is going to be hard to keep, but I'm going to go like dry July. I'm going to do dry Q2 where the word or reference to Ronin doesn't get spoken. I don't respond to anyone on Twitter. I don't say anything in our content or on this pod. I know it's just a bit of fun, but it's time to move on and to focus on other things and find other things to joke about. So let's see if I can do it. 3 months from today, or until August, is it? September? October? No, July. Until dry July. Yeah, I'm getting.
So like July 1st, you can say the R word.
I can say the R word on July 1st. That's it.
Yeah.
And that was my final thought.
Yeah, I'm contacting people that I know, and we're gonna set up an exchange to short against you with leverage to make all kinds of money, because we do not believe that you can make that. So, opportunity to make money shorting against Rubick saying Ronin, and I'm not doing that. I could say Ronin all day long. Ronin. Ronin's the best chain ever. Rubick. Ronin's gonna beat Immutable. I'm gonna tease you nonstop. Nah, I'm messing with you, man. Just messing with you. My final thoughts are, I kind of do these on the fly as I go, or maybe during the week I come up with something. I'm just noticing Gamers Galaxie Discord picking up momentum. Immutable talks about their flywheel all the time. If you're in our Discord at all paying attention, you should notice the activity has picked up quite a bit. We got multiple people contributing. We've got contests, we've got tournaments, we've got some, game developers coming in there talking with people. We've got people from Immutable talking with people in there. It just seems like we're picking up some momentum, and it's been 4 or 5 months that we've been working on this, and it's really nice to see it starting to come together. The puzzle pieces are starting to come together, and I put out some stuff in there about we are the front line for the Immutable product, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe that's a little bragging. I don't like to brag, but I think it's reality. Our goal was to form a community for Immutable, and I think it's got some real deal value, and especially in this space, it's hard to get real people with talent and real people that contribute, and we're starting to put that together, and we're starting to attract more. And don't sleep on us, because I think a year from now it's gonna keep growing, and hopefully some people notice, and we still are free agents. I'm just gonna throw that out there. You never know, but yeah. Good stuff happening at Gamers Galaxie, and I want to thank Rubick for all the hard work he does on it. This Discord would not happen without him. He's the heart and soul of this Discord for sure, and all the other amazing stuff that he does, and the rest of the Gamers Galaxie's team. Thank you to you guys and the community. People chipping in that are not even technically part of the team are chipping in, so hats off to everybody. Great job, Gamers Galaxie. And that's it, Rubick. We are out of here. Any quick final thoughts before my final thoughts?
Yeah, just like if you're we're going to remember the people that were here early, and just use that information how you would. We've got people with lots of technical skills coming to us to suggest things, and all I'm going to say is that if you're here early, we're going to remember you. That's it.
Awesome.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks for everybody for tuning in. We know it's another long one. That's how we do it. There will be shorts out of this and timestamps for the video portion. We are on audio, RSS, Spotify, and all the major ones. Catch us on our X feeds, aka former Twitter, our YouTube channel. When you're there, we need the likes, we need the comments, we need the subscribes. That's how we get bigger. Whether it's on X doing it for us or YouTube, it helps us out a lot. Send your family and friends to us. Jump in the Discord. There's all kinds of sneaky alpha contests, tournaments, information. It is a hub for the Web3 community, but specifically for now, the Immutable community. And we thank you all for tuning in. Everybody take care. Bye-bye now.